When I started working low Earth orbit amateur radio FM satellites, my local Elmers used to tell me that LAPAN-A2 IO86 satellite with an orbit near the equator is very difficult to access due to the activation of transponder near its entry to Indonesian region. They used to get just about 30 seconds during a pass, which is hardly enough to access. Later, some of my friends residing south of my location told me that they could access LAPAN-A2 for short periods using handheld Yagi antennas while operating outdoors. I was also told that when there is a satellite-focused de-expedition in Maldives, the satellite used to be activated earlier and longer window was available for access from South India. In any case, access from North India was impossible due to the pass along the equator with only slightly varying orbits. LAPAN-A2 satellite has a power output of 5 watt like the amateur radio on International Space Station. Situation changed recently when, at the request of VU satellite operators, the controller decided to activate the satellite a bit earlier so that VU and 4S7 stations will have greater opportunity to use the LAPAN-A2 voice transponder. During one such early activation, one VU ham could establish a two-way contact with a station in Mauritius as well. Many VU hams, even those from central India, could easily work the satellite and have contacts with Indonesian and even Malaysian stations. I could also work a few VU stations and a 4S7 station using the voice transponder of LAPAN-A2. Even though I could hear a lot of Indonesian stations and occasionally some of them call me back, full two-way contacts have been difficult because of my limited setup of a fixed elevation azimuth Moxon Yagi. By the time DX stations are heard in my radio, the satellite is too far off for my setup and I have difficulty in recognizing call signs quickly at low elevation of the satellite and hence low signal strengths. Looking at the LAPAN-A2 activation for this weekend, there is a great surprise for VU hams. Couple of time slots have been named India-Indonesia with still earlier activations. That would facilitate more contacts between VU hams and LEO satellite operators located as far as Mauritius and the Arabian Gulf, which was hitherto impossible with LAPAN-A2 satellite. Of course, your antenna and radio setup should be good enough to hear the signals at low elevation of the satellite when the DX stations come in. It is a very welcome move from the controller of LAPAN-A2 satellite at a time when there is scarcity of FM satellites, with all the TAVEL series having re-entered and SO121 QRP satellite due for re-entry soon. All VU hams operating with handheld radios and Yagi antennas outdoors, and those with excellent indoor radio with automatic Doppler tracking and cross Yagi using azimuth elevation rotators can expect to get good DX contacts during this India-Indonesia schedule of LAPAN-A2 activation.